Hey, what's going on, guys? We're live again with another video. Apologies for my absence of recently. I've been going back to work regularly as I was recovering from a cold, but Arsenal have just destroyed and emptied out, causing a fire at the London Stadium, winning 5 goals to 2 away from home on the road in a London derby at the London Stadium. Nowhere to be seen Jared Bowen in this game. And Emerson and Wan-Bissaka score for West Ham. But Arsenal scoring high, soaring colors, flying colors in this game. Arsenal dominated this game with a fluid performance and calm moments from our defenders and David Raya making some good saves, making it look so effortless for us in this game. And some would even argue with the injuries we had of Partey and Moreno not being in the squad, this was yet another dominant display. Bukayo Saka, FPL points magnet. 36 points if you captain him this week, and you damn best believe I captain Bukayo Saka this week. That's right. Where's the Cole Palmer comparisons? Bukayo Saka has the most assists, 10 assists in 13 Premier League games. Congratulations to Starboy Bukayo Saka. I hope he will be Henry's record for the most assists. He still has a long way to go for the rest of the season, and I hope he can do it. Guys, we're going to break down the performance today because it was a feisty one, and it was a spicy performance from Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka. Both of them converting their penalties effortlessly and hammering down the Hammers away from home on the road. Thanks everyone for joining. Big up to all of you. And thanks to everyone watching on Twitter. Really appreciate all of you who's tuned in. Again, I apologize. I've not been live. Last couple of games. Today's very players is Saka, Rice, and Odegaard. We'll get into that. We'll talk about my 3 stars in this game. We'll also do an overall review. We'll talk about the injury concerns, and we'll talk about my 3 stars from the performance today. But noteworthy, my man of the match has to be no other than Starboy Bukayo Saka. He's got 3 assists for FPL today, and he absolutely dominated it with also a penalty goal as well. Arsenal really dominated, and let's get into the performance. Let me go ahead and cue the intro, and we'll get straight into the video. What's going on, guys? We're live again with another video. Today, match week 13, Arsenal have absolutely devoured and hammered West Ham away from home on the road at the London Stadium, winning 5 goals to 2. Arsenal goal scorers, Gabriel Magalhaes. Big Gabby, there was injury concerns whether he was going to be fit or not to play this game. But you all know Arteta's mind games, and Gabriel was fine to play this game. Not only did he play this game, but he opens up the score sheet in the 10th minute with a wonderful goal. Leandro Trossard, not only does he score goals off the bench, but this game, he started the game and he scores. Leandro Trossard again, ole ole. Another goal for Leandro Trossard on the score sheet. And then Martin Odegaard gets a penalty. That, to me, was a clear penalty decision. And the right decision was made. Odegaard effortlessly converts the penalty. And then Havertz gets a beautiful goal. And then Bukayo Saka converting the final goal for Arsenal as another penalty because of Fabianski's mistake. West Ham scores are Wan-Bissaka and Emerson Palmieri. I think Emerson and Wan-Bissaka were West Ham's best players. I think Paqueta wasn't really that good today. Even Jared Bowen, we kept him quiet. Yeah, Mikel Antonio and both Sterling for us in the second half, and Jesus did have some chances, Mikel Antonio had one chance, Sterling had one chance, and Jesus had another, but none of those were converted. And Sterling, I understand why he came on because they're trying to give him more game time, but I would have liked to see Ethan Nwaneri come on sooner. But I'm not complaining. Arsenal secured big 3 points on the road in the first of several winter London derbies coming up. What a game this was, because that first half was electrifying and leaking goals right, left, and center for both teams. There was nothing we could have done to save Emerson's free kick goal. That was a great goal from West Ham. You got to give them credit when and where it's due. And great header from Gabriel Magalhaes to open up Arsenal's goal scoring. Thrilling game today. Set piece FC folks are back in full effect. That's what I want to say, because 2 set pieces Arsenal scored from in the first half. And hi, Mitchie, thank you for joining. Big up, Moss, thanks so much for joining. And big up, my friend Ishaku, hope you're well. Hi, Helder, hope you're well. London derby, so effortlessly for us. And we're just going through an overall review of the game. Guys, I do want to talk about Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka. These two in the match today broke records. So, first of all, I'll go with my man of the match, Bukayo Saka. Also, guys, let me know your man of the match. We will get into the player ratings, and we'll talk about our 3 stars in this game, but we'll also talk about our man of the match performance and who do you think deserves man of the match from Arsenal's side. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in on Twitter. Yet again, a dominant London derby win. Arsenal win 5-2 away from home on the road. It would have been nice if we could have kept a clean sheet, but there was no way we could have stopped Emerson's great free kick goal. I did understand the substitutions that Arteta made, and I think Arteta's game management-wise was spot on in this game. I do think in the second half we did sit back and we were a lot more relaxed because we already had a cushion of a lead, and the game was pretty much done and dusted there. It would have been great to get more goals, though, to increase the gap between us and Chelsea. I know there were some Chelsea fans in the chat during my watch along, and Mitchia, if you're still here, we are above Chelsea now in terms of goal difference, but Chelsea are playing Aston Villa, who are 2 packets of ass, respectfully, and Chelsea have home advantage tomorrow at Stamford Bridge as they take on Unai Emery's Villa. Unai Emery's Villa, who hasn't won a game in 7 games, out of form, or whatever it's called, or poor mentality. And Bukayo Saka today, he became the first player in Europe's Big 5 leagues to reach 10 assists in 13 Premier League games. There's a long way to go for the rest of the season, and I hope he can break the legend Thierry Henry's record for Arsenal with the most assists. It'll be incredible to see him do it. He's one of my favorite players, and I hope he can do it, continue to shine and trend for all the right reasons for Arsenal. And it's amazing to see the creativity from Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard. You can see these two are like part and parcel. They go together like Tom and Jerry, hand in hand, and these two are inseparable. The link-up play between Saka and Odegaard was sublime yet again, just like the performance last week against Nottingham Forest. Now, Kai Havertz. A lot of people, when we signed Kai Havertz, were really, really skeptical on us signing another Chelsea player. A lot of people really were harsh on him, I would say, and even scapegoated him, called him all sorts of names. And some people, even to this day, who claim to support Arsenal, call him a German giraffe and verbally abuse him. Kai Havertz for Chelsea in the Premier League, his entire time there, 91 games, has 26 goals and assists. But in 49 games for Arsenal, which is less than half, he's done it. He's matched his record at Chelsea, and his entire time, he's matched his record at Chelsea in less games at Arsenal than he's done at Chelsea. So massive respects to Kai Havertz. He is a serious baller, and we do have a great player on our hands. Don't let the Wood crew and these brain-dead delusional people tell you otherwise. And yes, I know you're entitled to your own opinion, but this is mine, and that's why you're watching my channel, because I share my honest views. And Arsenal's performance today was electrifying and really well cut, really well organized. The away fans were brilliant. A goal and 3 assists against West Ham. But Bukayo Saka now moves level with Mohamed Salah for the most attacking returns in fantasy this season. 16 attacking returns from Bukayo Saka and Mohamed Salah joint this season. This game was incredible. No other first half in Premier League history had more goals than the 7 in today's first half, West Ham versus Arsenal. We'll get into how we delivered a hammering blow in East London to go second in the league as it stands. Wednesday, we will be playing Man United at home under Ruben Amorim, and let's show Ruben Amorim who's boss in this town in our ends. Last week, we played Sporting Lisbon, and we stole Gyökeres's chain. This week, we're going to steal that rat face, and we're going to put him in a spliff, and all the other Man United players, Mazraoui, you can bring it on. And hopefully, we get the 3 points against United and continue to go on this good run. So, guys, we'll get into the injury concerns now. I want to talk about. That's right, Doc. You tell them who put the ball in the West Ham net. Who put the ball in the West Ham net? Half the effing team did. BX Gunner, big up to you. He says, I wish Saka taken both penalties and had a brace. Yeah, me too. I want Saka to beat Henry's record, and it would be incredible to see him beat Henry's record. I do want to talk about Arsenal's injury concerns, guys. So when the lineup came out today, there was news that there was injury concerns with Thomas Partey. Apparently, Thomas Partey, according to Charles Watts, is facing muscle-related injury. But for me, it seems like he was rested because he was still in with the squad, and it seems like he is playing through some form of pain. He did play midweek against Sporting as well. And Mikel Merino missed the game today due to a knee issue, and Mikel Merino did not train this week, alongside Partey, who wasn't seen in any training fixtures this week. So Arteta did talk about both Thomas Partey and Merino's injuries after the game today against West Ham. And Arteta mentioned that, that's the reason why we played Jorginho, due to the injury concerns. And now we have a game every 3 days. Partey was absent again due to a muscular issue, while Merino is a knee-related issue. There is no specific time frame on how long these players are going to be out for. I know in the past, Thomas Partey has missed the United game several times in his record for Arsenal, but I really hope this time he will be available for Man United, as it would be great to have him. When he is fully fit, he is a great player, and long may that continue. Merino, we've seen glimpses of him, cameo appearances from him. We've seen good performances from him, and it's a knee-related injury concern. I don't know the depths of it, and I don't want to make any assumptions. That's not my position, but I hope he will have a safe and speedy recovery, and I hope it's not a serious injury concern. When I hear updates of their extent of their injury, I will update you guys accordingly. I would go live for a breaking news stream to update you guys accordingly. Rosie, big up to you, sister, and big up the Zanzibar Barbarian. Good to see you again, my friend. I'm wearing my Gunners hoodie. It's quite cold here and snowing, so I couldn't do the kit. But thanks so much, Rosie. Big up to you. I really liked your gingerbread shorts, YouTube shorts. It made me hungry. And tomorrow I'm going to make my own gingerbread cookies. Doc Iron Dead Paul says Thomas was rested. I agree this could have been the case but then we didn't see any pictures of him in training. Mind you, Arsenal don't really post everybody in training, but he wasn't seen in training at all last week. Big up to Moss. Hibs won today. Arsenal won today. Hopefully Leafs can do the same and not disappoint me. Flicks, with all due respect, I've not heard from Charlie, and this is a stream about Arsenal's game against West Ham, not about individual people who are in the community. This isn't the time or place for that, with all due respect. And he already knows not to celebrate sitting in the away end. He chose to sit in the away end, and he paid the ticket for it, so he knows better. He's not a child, with all due respect. I'm sure he can manage, Flicks, but thanks for your concern. We're going to go into the player ratings now, as I've just talked about the injury updates. I've talked about my overall review of this game, and I've also given credit to West Ham's players that stood out. Mind you, no Mohamed Kudus due to facing a suspension, and also Lopetegui was not allowed on the touchline due to a suspension as well. I'll also get into my 3 stars from our performance, but the main takeaway in this game is Set Piece FC. We are back like we've never left. And like Luke, my friend from Moss's chat said, we're no longer playing like Stoke FC. Arteta is talking. Yes, I see it on Fubo. Raya, the only thing is that Wan-Bissaka goal, he was beat near the post, and the free kick from Emerson was so perfect. There was no way Raya could have kept it. But Raya held it down, kept calm composure distribution-wise, and really helped Arsenal alleviate from the pressure of West Ham. It's a shame that we don't make it easy for ourselves and we let West Ham get the 2 goals. But at the end of the day, I'm giving Raya a 7 out of 10. I think Raya had a good game. And the 2 goals we conceded, I don't think Raya could have saved them. Beat near the post for Wan-Bissaka, but that Emerson free kick, there was no way Raya could save that. Timber, for me, had a really good game today. Technical brilliance from Jurrien Timber, game after game. On the right-hand side, he makes it look effortless. He makes it look so tidy and neat. His passes are organized. He's very skillful player, but also technically aware. His game decision-making in the game, passing, his ability on the ball, off the ball. I'm giving Timber a 7.5 out of 10. Same thing with Saliba, 7.5 out of 10 for me. He stood out as much as he does in other games. He was really dependable whenever he was called on, and he made some calm passes in high-pressure moments where West Ham were starting to grow into the game. As you saw later in the second half, West Ham were, piling up the substitutions, bringing on Cresswell, bringing on Championship Danny Ings, who nearly scored, mind you. Gabriel, for me, gets an 8 out of 10 because of the goal. Started a header from a corner, Set Piece FC, and really solid performance throughout. I felt like he was just a bit above Timber and Saliba because of his contribution to the goal, and he opened up Arsenal's score sheet. Guys, if you are still in the chat, let me know your predictions for the players that I'm going through. I am going through the lineup today with our players who performed in the starting 11, and then I'll go through the bench players. Some players I might not be able to rate due to a limited cameo appearance, but I'll do my best. Calafiori, you saw Calafiori got subbed off as well. Arteta felt he needed to come off, and I understand because now we have a game coming up every 3 days, so it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to rotate. We're going to have to rest some players. I know Dr. Palm mentioned in the chat earlier, Partey was rested, and we shouldn't complain for these things. Calafiori, for me, gets a 6.5 out of 10. I think it was a decent performance from him, but he was subbed off early. In the first 30 minutes, he did play well, but I do think that Arteta doesn't really trust him fully yet in his position, and he's still getting adjusted to the Premier League. Jorginho, I think Jorginho, yet again, another solid performance from him. Jorginho is someone you can rely on for his passing on the left, passing on the right, and bringing composure in that midfield, making a controlled midfield. Alongside Odegaard, this is what helps with a game where West Ham are now slowly getting back into the game, not allowing the pressure to get to our heads. And Jorginho does a great job of ball control, whether he's passing from the left or the right, or just maintaining the tempo of the game. So for me, Jorginho gets a 7 out of 10. Declan Rice as well, former West Ham player getting booed. Nothing new. Nothing that I wouldn't have expected less from West Ham fans. I know Declan Rice scored in the reverse fixture in this fixture last year when we won 6-0 and we emptied out their stadium. But Rice did play well. His progression on the ball on the left-hand side was good to his left wing partner. And for me, he didn't really put a foot wrong. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. Odegaard is the glue of this team, and I'll say it. He is the bread and butter of this team. He is part and parcel of our creativity alongside the likes of Bukayo Saka. He scored an important penalty gifted to him by Bukayo Saka. And then when the second penalty comes around, he let Saka takes it. But Odegaard is a player who leads by example and is the voice of reason on the pitch. He has so much confidence on the ball. His insistent passes, his chances that he creates for himself, and also setting up other players. He's not a selfish player. He's a team player. He likes to get involved. He likes to help set up other players. And me and Moss were talking about how they should award, the pre-assist even, because they're the one making the gameplay. They're the ones setting it up. And Martin Odegaard does that so effortlessly. Odegaard, for me, is one of my 3 stars in this game, and we'll get to that very soon. Hi, Willie. Thank you for joining, my friend. Hope you're covering the NFL tomorrow. There's some good games tomorrow, and Leafs playing tonight in hockey. I'll be watching that tonight, but I won't be streaming it. Rosie, hope you're well, dear. Akinola, he says, Raya, 7 out of 10, progressed our play a lot. 100%, my friend. And I think it's harsh to say that Raya could have saved the 2 goals by West Ham. I don't think he would have been able to save it. And Raya has been so crucial for our games, a lot of games this season. He's been influential in those games and a key player in those games. Havertz for me was really composed today when it mattered. One-on-one situation on the ball, he scores it, he converts his chances, strong hold-up play, and was involved in the build-up to the penalty won by Saka for Arsenal's 3rd goal. And for me, Havertz gets a 7.5 out of 10. Trossard, also starting the game today, but gets a goal on the score sheet. Trossard, again, ole. Very, very technical player, Trossard. I hope he continues to make these kind of impacts where we need him. And for me, he gets a 7 out of 10. He had a good performance today. His spins, his runs, he always showed up where we needed him in the right areas, and he helped stretch West Ham's back line even further. Kivior came as a sub to replace Gabriel when Gabriel got injured in the head. I hope it's just a precautionary injury with Gabriel and that it's nothing serious, because Gabriel and Saliba have been so influential this season for Arsenal's defensive backline dominance. Zinchenko came on as a sub for Calafiori. Zinchenko, I don't really think he did too much in this game to get noticed. He did hold it down defensively when the back 4 was a bit weaker, so I'll give him a 6 out of 10, and the same thing for Kivior. I don't think I can give them anything higher than that. Jesus had one chance where he could have converted, and for me, he should have done a lot better there. But Jesus as well, it's an average rating for me, a 6 out of 10. Sterling was not on for much of the game. He did come on as a substitution, similar like Jesus. When he was on the ball, when he got the ball, he didn't really show much ambition. He didn't really show like he wanted it. He did have a chance where he hit the side of the net, but Cresswell, I think it was Cresswell who got to it. And it was a tight angle, so it was clear that it would have been saved anyway from Fabianski. Nwaneri came on really late in the game. I really wish he came on earlier as a sub for Trossard or Saka, and it would have been to see him impact the game more. Ethan Nwaneri is such a good player, and I hope to see him get more game time in the cup games. We are waiting for the FA Cup 3rd round draw still, and we still are in the EFL Carabao Cup. I hope we'll see a lot more of Ethan Nwaneri, Lewis Skelly, Josh Nichols, and our academy players. Monday Night Football here in the Mile High City. Willie, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving with you and your family and your friends. Yeah, Broncos playing. I'm going to watch the hockey tonight, and then tomorrow the NFL after the soccer's done, or the football as we call it. But guys, that's my player ratings review. Now, my 3 Arsenal star players today will be my man of the match, Bukayo Saka, 1st star. 2nd star, Martin Odegaard. He makes it look so effortless in this team, and he's such an influential player in our creativity. When we did not have Odegaard in this team, we really struggled to create, and we struggled to do anything different. It was very easy for us to be found out from the opposition. And Odegaard is such an underrated player. He deserves a lot more credit. A team with Saka and Odegaard, their link up, for me, they're the 3 stars in this game. And the last star in this game will be Gabriel Magalhaes. I think Gabriel Magalhaes deserves a lot of credit, and he wasn't even fully fit. You can argue he did go off with a head injury, But for me, he is a key player in this defensive back line alongside um, William Saliba. They make our defensive back line look so organized, tidy, and well knit together. And alongside David Raya's leadership in that back line, he makes our defense composed. He makes our defense solid and composed. And that's exactly what we need. Now, folks, we have Man United at home on Wednesday, and it's time to look ahead at this game. Man United now have a new manager bounce of Ruben Amorim, but Arsenal are at the moment second with Chelsea to play Aston Villa at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. Mind you, Arsenal are above Chelsea now because of goal difference. However, Chelsea still have to play Villa tomorrow, who are literally a wounded animal. No disrespect to Unai Emery. The 3 stars for Akinola is Saka, Odegaard, and Gabriel. Moss says Charlie down after Stevenage eliminated from FA Cup to Mansfield, but high on the Gooners. Gooners winning 5-2 on the road. Hopefully the injuries are not serious and it was just precautionary substitutions. Arteta did talk about it, and yeah, it was a dominant performance from us. I don't really have much complaints or concerns. I did feel in the second half today that we could have got more goals instead of sitting back and inviting pressure on us from West Ham. You did see moments where Antonio nearly scored. Cresswell was growing into the game, but I think West Ham's best players today were Emerson and Wan-Bissaka. They were the ones that stood out more than the other players, and we kept Jared Bowen quiet, who I thought would be a dagger in this game alongside Lucas Paqueta. Man United on Wednesday is a must-win game for us, just like the rest of the games. We have a good run of fixtures coming up, and we need to capitalize and take advantage before the January transfer window and before City resolve the Rodri replacement issue. We need to pick up all the points we can get, focus on ourselves, zoom in on the league. We don't have Champions League until later on when we play Monaco. And right now, we have a lot of league games coming up. We don't have Monaco until the 11th of December. We have a lot of Premier League games before that midweek, and we now have a game every 3 days, folks. Man United, then we have Fulham away at Craven Cottage, then we have Monaco midweek. You will expect to see more rotation in the starting 11 that Mikel Arteta picks. And that doesn't necessarily mean that a player is not performing to the expectations of Mikel. Mind you, we don't see what goes on in training. We don't see what goes on behind doors. But it's common and it's most, expected for teams to rotate because some players need a rest. Some players may have a knock from Europe. A game every 3 days is not easy, nor am I making excuses for this Arsenal team. But the reality is you will expect to see rotation in the league and in the cup games. Play our academy kids, play our second string team in these Carabao Cup games when we can. The teams that we don't need to set up so highly, that we don't need to get out of second gear, play some of our bench players, play some of our backup players, rest some of our key players. It's important to manage game management wise properly and as efficiently as possible. I want to say a big thanks to Jordan and Moss. We covered the watch along for this game. Thrilling performance today on Moss's channel, Moss Sports World. Rosie, my moderator, thank you for the links. I really appreciate it. Please check out Moss Sports World channel. He's a good friend of mine. He is on the road to 1,000 subs. Jordan LFC, he is a Liverpool fan, and he is a good friend of ours. He joined us as a neutral for this game, and he quite enjoyed it. After Arsenal scored the second goal, he said it right away. Arsenal going to win 6-0. He was close, but unfortunately, no clean sheet today for David Raya, but he did have a good game, and I'm not going to discredit or downplay our players. Rosie, dear, thank you very much for the super chat. You didn't have to do that. That's very kind of you, Rosie. She says, smash a like and sub. Big up to you, Rosie. I always love the calm streams and the calm chats. That's my type of vibe. And it's good to be back on YouTube. because it's been a few weeks of me coughing constantly on streams. And thanks to each and every one of you, I am now on 9,200 subs, on the road to 9,500 subs, and then eventually the big 10K. If you guys do want to follow me on Twitter, my social media is all Miss Melina, my Twitter, my Instagram. Let me know any video suggestions, Arsenal related, that you want me to cover. We'll be doing a Man United preview midweek. I won't be able to do a watch along for this game. I'm not sure yet, depending on work, if I'll be able to do a watch along. But Arsenal, I do expect to see some rotation in this game, especially if Thomas Partey and Moreno are not available. We will go into what lineup I predict Arsenal to play Wednesday against Man United at home. Akinola, big up to you watching on Twitter, my friend. The big 10K. Yeah, it's been 4.5 years now since I started my channel, and I'm so glad to have a good supportive community. People all over the world, different countries, but we share one love and passion for football and sports. I don't just talk about soccer. I talk about basketball. I talk about hockey. Sometimes we do the NFL. We do the CFL. We do Team Canada games. We do England games. We do the World Cup. We do the Euros. A lot of variety. I'm a big sports fan, so I'm so glad to share my passion with all of you guys. And yeah, just a chill, laid back approach. I think that's pretty much how I like to do things around here. I don't like to spam people with my channel links. I don't like to, shove my channel down people's throats. And massive credits today goes to the away fans. I think the away fans were brilliant today. 10 out of 10 for the away fans. And I'm going to give the manager a 9 out of 10 for Mikel. 5-star Arsenal in the first half with 5 goals at the London Stadium was pretty much the highlight of the game. Hopefully, Gabriel Magalhaes is fit for United at home, as well as Thomas Partey. I think Moreno will not be available if it's a knee injury related concern, but we're still waiting for further updates. This was a dominant display from us and a good performance. I am proud of this team. Long may it continue, where we are hauling on set pieces and emptying out away stadiums, especially in a London derby. Last season we did it to West Ham, and this season we did it again. The away fans hushed that noisy West Ham fan base. Yeah, and that West Ham Central. That's what you get for booing Declan Rice, you wankers. But guys, oh my God, somebody got beat up in the home end in West Ham. Whoa, that's not good. I'm just seeing the video now. Whoa, that's crazy. I'm super proud of this team too. Yes, 100%. We now have a good run of fixtures coming up. Hopefully we can continue to go on a good run. I was just watching this video on Twitter. A huge fight breaks out amongst fans in the West Ham. West Ham fans found a few Arsenal fans in the home end and they started punching them. I know Charlie Coleman of West Ham away. Hopefully he didn't get beat up. But it seems that it went crazy here. I'm just watching the video on Twitter now. But folks, let me know your 3 stars of the game, your man of the match, and if you are watching this on replay, let me know what you think of Arsenal's away performance to West Ham in the London Stadium. How did you feel about the game? How did you feel about the lineup? And any updates, I will go live to let you guys know of the news, any Arsenal breaking news. I will go live to cover it. Please check out Jordan LFC's channel, Moss Sports World. They're good friends of mine, and we covered the watch along of West Ham Arsenal today. I just realized I need to change the score line. I have it the other way around. I'm just changing it now. Sorry, folks. Going live after a while, you almost forget how YouTube works. West Ham wish they could score 5 against us. I'm damn sure about that. Lopetegui's job might even be in question right now. I do think he's running on thin thread. Um, Lopetegui, he's a terrible manager, and I think even some of the players aren't even playing for him. Um, if I'm being honest. But folks, I'm gonna wrap up the stream now. Can you drop the links in the description on YouTube? Yes, Akinola, my channel. If you go in my Twitter bio, you can see a link to my YouTube channel on my Twitter profile in my bio on my page. Um, Arteta did talk about Gabriel being subbed off. The reason why is that he had a niggle and he's feeling he felt the niggle. He decided to take him off. He said it was related to the previous injury he had against Sporting Lisbon when he was subbed off in the Sporting Lisbon game. So Arteta has already spoken up about that after the game today. And Arteta did say that Bukayo was fine. Calafiori had some niggles as well in the past few weeks because he's coming back from a knee injury, so they've had to manage his minutes, and that's the same thing they did today. We pretty much killed West Ham off after the first half, and Arsenal are back to being deadly on corners, scoring 5 goals from 5 different goal scorers. West Ham showed a little bit of fight, but we held them to higher standards. I hope our defense will reach the same heights as last season, but I'm proud of this Arsenal team, and I hope we continue to do well. Akinola, yes, I can do so. Rosie, my moderator on my YouTube channel, she's been putting their channel links. Thank you, Rosie. You're like my second set of eyes and a very good moderator. So thank you a lot, Rosie. I really appreciate it. Guys, I'm gonna head off now as it's lunchtime for me, but I wanted to cover this game, talk to you guys about our performance, and we'll be live midweek before the Man United game. We need to destroy and humiliate and embarrass Man United because my mom and my sister support Man United, and I can't stand that fan base. That fan base needs to get embarrassed, to get bullied, and I hope Arsenal are the team to do it. I grew up on the rivalry of Sir Alex Ferguson, and Arsene Wenger, and living with Man United fans, it's a real pain in the ass. So I hope we destroy them and annihilate them. I hope we humiliate Ruben Amorim at home. Guys, have a wonderful rest of your evening or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in on YouTube or on Twitter. Thank you to Rosie for the super chat. Shout out to Mitchie, Garvin, Jordan, Moss, Luke. Willie was here earlier. Flix was here. Jack, Helder, Zanzi Barbarian, Boxer Ishaku, Kiki Pantales from Twitter, everyone watching on Twitter, Akinola. Big up to each and every one of you. Thanks to everyone who tuned in live today. If you are watching this on the replay, do check out my other videos and make sure to hit that big red subscribe button if you like what you see and if you like my content. I'm on the road to 9,500 subs, and I really appreciate it from each and every one of you. We are going to close out the show now, folks. So take care, everyone, and make sure you check up on your loved ones during this holiday season. Adios, everyone. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And tomorrow's football will be more peaceful to watch with Arsenal already securing a win. So we can sit back and enjoy the rest of the games. I hope Tottenham gets smoked tomorrow as our rivals. Have a good rest of your evening, everyone. Please make sure to check out Jordan LFC's channel, Moss Sports World. They were kind enough to come on the collaboration stream today for the watch along, and they make really good football-related videos. Moss covers all other sports as well, and he's a really knowledgeable sports fan. So shout out to everyone. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Goodbye now, and I'll see you all later in the week. Bye, everybody. Come on, you Gunners.